Views expressed here are not supported by and do not reflect those of the Evening Rush Network. Viewers' discretion is advised.
We're now listening to the Evening Rush Network.
I'm upside down.
You're now listening to the Evening Rush Network.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Stacey Talks Money podcast. I'm back. I know I was out for a little bit, due to some health reasons, but I'm back. I do appreciate. A few people did email me. A few people did reach out to me on Instagram, just checking in. They're like, "What's going on? Where's the show?" And I really, really appreciate that. And thank you for tuning in this evening. Like I said, this is Stacey Talks Money podcast. I'm back. It's a new month. I hope you guys have been saving. All right. I hope everybody's been saving, watching how they're spending, not spending too much. All right. I know it's the summertime. I know everybody wants to, just spend. Also, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. Follow me on Instagram, Stacey Talks Money Podcast. You can also email me, Stacey Talks Money at Gmail. You can also follow me on YouTube. I have my YouTube channel, Stacey Talks Money on YouTube. The number to call in is 929-282-0266. You can support the show, Cash App at Stacey Talks Money. All right, so this evening I'm going to be speaking about side hustles and how to make extra money, because extra money it never hurts, especially in these times. I think everyone should have more than one skill, more than one job, because you can't rely on one job even if you have a business. I still feel that you should have a 9 to 5 and a business, or just something on the side where you can generate some income, because you can't rely on one thing. Your employer can let you go at any time. If your business starts to fail or you're going through some rough times, at least, financially, you have something else to fall back on. All right. So I'm going to talk about side hustles and things that you can make extra money. So the first thing is, you can have a part-time job at the mall. A lot of people take, part-time jobs during the holiday times, or you could work evenings, you can work weekends. That's also a good way to make some extra money. After your 9 to 5, you can always go, just do a couple of hours, um, in the week, and make some extra money, especially during holiday time. A lot of stores are hiring, cashiers, sales associates. So that's always a good way to, make extra money if you need to. Also, you can work at a call center. A lot of call centers need people, in the evenings. Some call centers need people on the weekends. So that's a great way to, um, make extra money at a call center. It's pretty easy work. You just answer calls. The only thing is, sometimes customers can be a little bit difficult. But if you're okay with being on the phones, call center jobs are good too. There's a lot of companies they need people just on weekends. They might need extra help on the weekends. And usually with call centers, they usually have like a morning, afternoon, and like a night shift or even an overnight shift. And there's also a lot of jobs now where they're remote. So you can actually work from home, working for certain call centers, where they would send you the computer, they'll send you everything, and you could work from the comfort of your home. So that's also another option. If you're looking for a way to make a little extra money, you could sign up for a call center. Also, hospitals always need people, especially on the evenings or the weekends, overnight, especially in the ER. They need clerks, they need people to register. They even have virtual, a lot of hospitals now have virtual visits, so they need, clerical staff for that. So that's also an option if you're looking for something to do part time. You could be like a patient care tech, you could be a CNA, a lab tech. There's always jobs in those fields, especially for part time. Sometimes they only want weekends, sometimes they need people overnight. So just think, a hospital is 24 hours. So that's also another way to make some extra money on the evenings or on the weekends. You can make some extra money, or even overnight if you need to, depending, on your schedule. So you could work at, hospitals. Sometimes there's certain clinics that may be open on the weekends or late evenings, and they might need staff also. So you just don't only have to look at hospitals. You could also, there's a lot of like clinics like City Meds and different clinics that are popping up, and they also need staff. A lot of them are open late. So, that's a good option also if you're looking for something to do part time to make a little extra money, because, extra money doesn't hurt. Okay, you could do that. Also, you can be a virtual assistant. That's pretty, I would say, if you're good with, let's say, emails, you're good with organizing things. A lot of clients, if you're a virtual assistant, they just want someone to maybe help organize their emails, um, maybe set up their calendar. When I say set up their calendar, they might have certain appointments, and all you're doing is just going into their calendar and putting their appointments so they'll remember it. They won't forget calendar management. Um, they might want you to do light clerical stuff. It all depends on who you're working for. If you're working for a company as a virtual assistant, or a lot of people they have their own business as a virtual assistant, where you could help either large companies where they need some assistance, or especially small business owners, they need a lot of virtual assistants. I have a couple of clients that I help with. I'm a virtual assistant for them, and I just help them with like their emails, their calendar management, basic clerical stuff, maybe set up flights for them, set up different events, confirm, just kind of help them organize their life, because sometimes you can't do everything, And that's why a lot of people hire virtual assistants. And there's a big community where if you want to become a virtual assistant, you could get the training. But for me personally, I think anybody can be a virtual assistant if you have good customer service, if you have clarity. I mean, if you can read an email, delete an email, forward an email, put things on a calendar, organize things, pretty much you can be a virtual assistant. It's really, really not that hard. And I think anyone could do it, especially if you already have experience. Like, let's say you're an administrative assistant or any kind of clerical, even if you work retail, you can be a virtual assistant because, like I said, it's basically just most times it's just checking their emails, or they might want you to sort certain information, or like I said, they might want you to do follow up, maybe calls that they can't make, calendar management, or they may want you to set up events, confirm events. Pretty much that's it, and you could seek out your own clients, or you can. There's a lot of companies that hire virtual assistants and different sites where you can sign up for a virtual assistant. So if anyone wants help with that, I have a list of sites and different organizations if you want to get connected to become a virtual assistant and do it on your own. Okay, so virtual assistant. Then you can also be a notary public, and that is basically where you have to take a an exam. You have to pass it to be a notary. That means that you verify documents and you verify signatures, pretty much. That's what a notary is. And, depending on where you live, every state has different requirements to become a notary. Some states, you just apply online and, like, your notaries, like for New York, you have to take an exam to become a notary. You have to take an exam, pass it, then you have to pay like $60, and then you get your stamp and everything. But like I said, every state is different. To become a notary, you just have to check your state, um, and you can only be a notary in the state that you live in. So if you live in New York, you can only be in New York. If you move to New Jersey, you would have to see the requirements for New Jersey. Or if you go into Atlanta, you would have to see the requirements for Atlanta because every state is different. Okay. So if you want to become a notary, that's also a good way to make extra money. And when you're a notary, there's like different categories you can work as a notary. You can do mobile services, meaning you can go to the client if they need documents notarized. Sometimes people need documents last minute. It could be for a home sale, it could be a will, it could be different things. And they need documents notarized. That's where, especially if you can drive, you can be a mobile notary. You can do it like evenings and weekends, so you could have that kind of service for people. You're available, let's say, in the evenings from, let's say, 7 to 10, and then you're available on the weekends, whatever times. And, you can add a little extra for you being a mobile notary. So that's something a lot of people should look into. You could be a mobile notary, especially if you drive. And you could also deduct being a notary, you can deduct a lot of expenses. You can deduct, when it comes to your taxes, you can deduct your gas and tolls if you have to pay for certain jobs. So you can also deduct that when you're a notary. You can also work for a real estate company. A lot of real estate companies, when they're doing the closings, they need a notary to verify the signatures and the documents. So you could get connected with a real estate agent, or real estate agency, I should say, and you could. They're always looking for notaries, especially mobile ones, mobile notaries. You can also work. Law firms need notaries. Uh, Always. Banks need notaries. A lot of banks need notaries, so you could just go on their site, see some banks that are open on Saturday. Maybe they need a notary on a Saturday or the weekend. It all depends. A lot of banks now are open like 7 days a week. So that's also something you could look into to work with a bank. Some medical offices need like a full-time notary, depending on certain documents that need to be filled out. You could also look into that. Um, some medical offices, when it deals with like accidents or therapy, they have certain documents and those need to be notarized. So they may need a they may need a notary. You could also look into that. Visas, any kind of visas or passport documents. Sometimes they need notaries. You can look into that also. If you're a notary and let's say you've been doing it a long time, you can also have workshops or you can also train people. If you've been a notary a long time, you can, like I said, you can have workshops, you can train people, and that's how you could also make money too. You could have digital products or you could have in person, you could do online, you could train people, have workshops, and that's also how you can make money if you have experience as a notary. You can also have a blog. If you're a notary, you could have a blog where maybe you're blogging about the trends for notaries. You could just blog any updates, and you could also make money like that where people can subscribe to your blog, or they could have like a premium um, premium account with your blog where they could get special notifications about things. You could have trainings. A lot of people start blogs, and especially if you're familiar with the subject or you quote unquote want to be considered an expert, you can also blog about it too, and you can make money that way. So while you're blogging, and then you can say, hey, I'm having a workshop or I'm having a training, and that's where you can make money through blogging. Actually, on any subject, if you're good at it, you can have a blog, and then you can make money through there. Okay, so you could also have a YouTube channel about anything that you familiar with. You can do a notary. You can have a YouTube channel about a notary. I know a lot of people have it, but that still shouldn't discourage you. You can also have a YouTube channel about being a notary, trends or updates in that field. Okay, so that's it for the notary. Something else you could do, I know a lot of people know about ride sharing. You could do Uber, you could do Lyft. There's some other ride share apps out there, but those are the most popular where you can make extra money. Uber, Lyft, and the other ride shares. You can also do food delivery, through the same apps. You could do food delivery part time. That's a good way to make some money. Amazon has part time delivery too. You could work for Amazon. There's also some like third party companies where you can work with them and you can do deliveries in your own car also. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Like they'll work with Amazon, and let's say if Amazon is full and they have a lot of deliveries, they'll hire this third party. And then once you're connected with that company, you can do deliveries in your own private car for that company. So that's also a good option. Now, if you want to start your own car service, I know a lot of people are not thinking about that nowadays because there's Uber, there's Lyft, those rideshare apps, but you can also start your own car service. All you need are 10 cars. Once you set up the business properly and you have 10 cars, you can have your own car service. That's all you need, 10 cars to start a car service. Now, if you have your personal car, and let's say you have a luxury car, you can rent it out. Let's say if on the weekends you're not driving it, or during the week you don't drive it that much, you could rent it out. If it's your personal car but you're not using it that much, you can rent it out. Or some people prefer to, you can get a second car. Let's just say you can get a second car in a business name now. You wouldn't get it in your personal name. You would get the second car in a business name, and then you would rent it out on there's an app called Turo, Turo, and that's where you can rent out your car on that app. You'd have to get it in a business name, have all your license, have all your insurance, and then you can rent it out. A lot of people make a lot of good money with that on Turo. I know a lot of people personally who use it. I mean, you may have issues like anything else. You're going to have issues, but with that, it's pretty. You rent it out. The person pays you to rent your car. That's it. You're home and you're making money. That's simple. And with New York, You can buy a car in your business name, get it registered and everything without having a license. You do not need a driver's license in New York. I only know about New York. Like I said, you can get a car in your business name, get the finance in your business name, get the insurance in your business name, and you yourself do not need to have a driver's license. That's only for New York. Different states have different requirements. I only know about New York for sure. I'm sure of that because I spoke to a representative at Ford, and he said for New York, you do not need a driver's license or a permit or anything. You just need an ID. And once your business information is set up, that's all you need, and you could get a car in your business name. And also, it's cheaper to get your finance and insurance in a business name. Okay, it's cheaper than a personal finance. So that's also another way you can make some extra money while you're home. You know, you have a few cars out there, especially if it's a luxury car. People rent those out a lot. You know, like it's prom season now, graduation season. It's the summer. You know, people rent out certain vehicles when they want to go out or do certain special events. So that's also something for you to look into. Now, the next thing, which is my favorite, that you can make extra money doing is guess what? Taxes. You can make extra money doing taxes. Now, with taxes, I always suggest if you have no experience doing taxes, take a course. Every company has a course, especially now. There's a lot of courses to do taxes. There's Liberty, there's H&R Block. They have tax courses, even Intuit or TurboTax that I work for. You can also go online. You can go to the Intuit Academy, and they have a free course. You take it, and once you pass it, after that, then they'll set you up and hire you to be a tax. They'll start you out as a tax associate. That's where they'll start you out. But you have to go through the Intuit Academy. You can Google it, Intuit Academy. Sign up for the free course. They have a tax course. They have a bookkeeping. They have different levels. But once you pass the basic tax knowledge and you pass it and you're good, after that, they'll set you up and they hire you, and it's that easy. If you don't already have tax experience, that's the best way I think people can. If you want to work for them, you can do it that way. Or, like I said, there's Liberty, there's H&R Block, there's other tax companies where they have trainings. If it's your first time doing taxes, please take a course. I know I say sometimes it's easy, but please, anyone who does not have tax experience, prior tax experience, take a course, see what it's all about, get used to the lingo, especially the tax lingo. Right now, there's a lot of courses, even up until September. A lot of companies have courses. If anyone wants help, they want to or they want to do taxes, reach out to me. I can definitely help you. You can take your tax class. Then you have to get what's called a P10. You get a P10 online. It takes like 15 minutes. And your P10 is basically what you can use to prepare returns. Because any return that you prepare, you have to sign with your P10 number. Your P10 number is just basically the identifier to say, like, okay, Stacey graded this return with her P10 number. And you have to renew that P10 number every year. So once you take a tax course, you get your P10 number, then you have to register with the Department of Finance. Take like I think when you're just starting out, it might be 32-hour like online course, and then from there, after you finish that online course, then you have to register through the Department of Finance as a tax preparer, and you pay like $100, and then you get another New York P10 number. There's two. There's a P10, and then there's a New York P10 number. So you'll get two different numbers. But the first P10 number that I'm talking about, you get that. That's what you'll use to sign the documents. But when you go through the Department of Finance, that's where they'll give you an actual certificate and will say you're a licensed tax preparer in New York. Okay, so it's two steps. If anyone wants information how to become a tax preparer, you can reach out to me and I will gladly help you through the process and let you know the steps. Like I said, doing taxes is seasonal. There are some companies where they hire you year round because after the tax season, there's still things to do. People get orders, people get notices, like for TurboTax. I work year round with them because there's even after the tax season, there's still things to do. So, it could be a year round part time thing. But with taxes, you're always working. Like I've been doing taxes now almost 25 years, every season. So it's a job where you can always have work. You can work for a company, and you can also do your own private. You can have your own private clients. So it's a win-win for everybody. So it doesn't stop you even if you're working with a company. You can still have private clients. That's why you need the P10 number, where you can have your own private clients and you could do returns for them. All right. And the next thing is bookkeeping. You can also do bookkeeping. That's also something I would suggest. You can take a course. Um, Coursera has a course for bookkeeping, actually, through Intuit. You should take that, get your feet wet, see how, bookkeeping, if it's something you're interested in, if it's something you feel you can do, if it's something you feel you can handle. Take that course. It's very good. It's very easy to understand. It's not that hard. I know I'm saying it's not that easy because I'm doing it, but it's really, really not that hard. Bookkeeping is something you can work for a company, you can work for QuickBooks, you can work for a tax office, you can work for an accounting firm. They always need people doing for bookkeeping. Small business owners need bookkeepers. You could work for yourself. You could have your own clients. And that's pretty much it. You could do it through QuickBooks. You can also just go onto QuickBooks, type Google QuickBooks. They have also like a certification also for QuickBooks where you can become a QuickBooks Pro Advisor. You could take that training too. You could become a QuickBooks Pro Advisor. Like I said, you could work for QuickBooks also, or you could work for yourself and you could have your own private clients doing bookkeeping. There's QuickBooks, there's Wave, there's Keeper, and there's Fresh Desk, and there's other apps also have that do bookkeeping. And bookkeeping is not just also through like QuickBooks or Wave. It could be simple. You could have a client and maybe they just want you to do an Excel sheet, you know, to log the expenses to give to their CPA. There's a lot of small businesses. All they do is they have an Excel sheet. They just want somebody to help them put the information on an Excel sheet, and then they give that to their CPA, and that's it. So that's bookkeeping, pretty much. So, and that's something you can do full time or part time. You can do bookkeeping. You could get your own clients, or you could work with a company. All right. So if anyone wants help with that, definitely reach out to me. You can email me, stacytalksmoney at Gmail. All right. So that's if you want to become a bookkeeper. You can also be a tutor. You can tutor people, any subject you feel you're an expert in, or let's say you're a math teacher during the day. Maybe you teach elementary school. You could still tutor adults in math. It's pretty much, think about it, same thing. You could tutor adults too who need help in math, and that's how you can make extra money. If you're good at math and you feel like you can help people or any subject, it could be sewing, it could be math, it could be an instrument, it could be anything that you feel you're good at and you've mastered. You can teach people it part time. If you're good at, let's say, braiding hair, you can teach people that. You're good at makeup, you could nails, anything. You can be a tutor. You could just teach people. You could have classes. Also, you can have your own classes. You can have online webinars. You can have in person. Don't limit yourself. Just think about it like this: any job that you're doing right now and you do it well, you can teach it. Why not? Even if you're just like an administrative assistant, you can teach a class about being an administrative assistant. You can tutor people, you can show people who are maybe interested. You can do that. Right? So you can be a tutor or or you can teach somebody like to play an instrument or anything that you're good at. You can teach somebody to do and make extra money doing it. Alrighty, so we're gonna take a quick break and then we'll be right back.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Chrissy, here to let you know that the Evening Rush Network now has an app. Yes, an app, you guys. So you can stay connected on the go and watch all your favorite podcast shows. You can download the app at Google Play Store or Apple iTunes. So spread the word. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, if you're looking to start a podcast and really don't know how, well, hit us up at the Evening Rush Network at gmail.com and inquire about time slots, pricings, and everything you may need to get started. We got you. Join the winning team, the Evening Rush Network. And also, download that app. What are you waiting for? Get to it.
Alrighty, and I'm back. For those of you who are viewing, those are two events that I'm going to be speaking at. The first one is going to be July 11th. I'm going to be there from 6 to 10, and it's the Nationality and Business Lecture 101. Please, you can go to my Instagram and you can get the link to purchase your ticket. It's free, but you just have to bring someone with you. That's the only requirement. It's free, and you can bring someone. I will be speaking from 7 to 10. I will have actually a class, so definitely come on down. It will be 2916 Frederick Douglass Boulevard in Harlem, 2916 Frederick Douglass Boulevard. I'm going to be there July 11th from 6 to 10. I'm going to be giving out a lot of information. I'm going to be teaching you guys about business, everything, all the good stuff that I'm teaching now. But if you want to come in person and meet me and get a lot of information, there's going to be other speakers. There's 2916 Frederick Douglass Boulevard. That's July 11th. I'm going to be there from 6 to 10. Now, my next event is going to be July 20th. It's going to be the More Money Showcase. They're going to have artists, they're going to have models. Of course, I'm going to be speaking. I'm going to be there from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now, that's going to be in the Bronx. It's going to be 229 Bruckner Boulevard in the Bronx. I'm going to be there from 11 to 6, 229 Bruckner Boulevard. That's July 20th, and it's More Money Presents their artist showcase and fashion show. It's going to be a really, really nice event. It's going to have vendors, and of course, I'm going to be there. So, those are two events, all right? So make sure if you guys can come out, please come out. Both of those events, you can go to my Instagram and it's linked in my bio, okay, to get tickets for both events. So definitely come on out if you're available. July 11th, July 20th, okay? And it's also posted on my Instagram. If you have any questions, you can definitely reach out to me, all righty? So I hope you guys come out if you can. All right. So now we're going to get back to the good stuff, making some money. So the next side hustle, like I spoke about earlier, braiding hair. A lot of people are what they call kitchen beauticians. If you can braid hair, I wouldn't say too much getting into like doing and cutting, but I think if you can like braid hair very well, it's something you can do on the side. You could do it part time, especially weekends. You could do it evenings, especially if you're a person and you're mobile. That might be a good option for you. Where you could charge a extra fee just for coming to the person's home. Because I know some people are a little hesitant about having strangers come in their home unless you have a setup where, let's say, you have a basement and you could do hair in a basement. That's great. Or you have an extra spare room where you could do that. Great. But you could also be a mobile braider. You could come to the person's home and you just tell them, I have to charge you an extra fee. And there's a lot of people who like to be in the convenience of their home and get their hair braided. So if you're a good braider, why not? You could do it on the side. Or some people do it full time too. It all depends. You could braid your hair. Alrighty. Also, makeup. But with makeup, I would suggest that you are a licensed person to do makeup. I mean, even if you're not licensed, just be kind of careful when it comes to that. But I would suggest if you're a licensed makeup artist, you could do that on the side if you still have a 9 to 5, and maybe you used to be a full-time makeup artist and now you just do it on the side. You could do that evenings or weekends. It's a big season. Summer, people are going out. People have events all the time. People have weddings all the time. You could focus on maybe bridal makeup. I know that's pretty lucrative, bridal makeup. Also, if you could do hair and bridal makeup, is good too. But you could do makeup, lashes, makeup, nails, anything like that. When it comes to nails, though, I do suggest that you be certified, have your certifications and your license to do nails, please. You don't want to do people nails and you're not licensed. I know people do it. We've all gone to people who are not licensed, but we're all business owners. We're going to do things the right way and we're going to be licensed. Okay, so just make sure you guys are licensed if you're going to be doing nails, if you're going to be doing lashes. If you're a makeup artist, please, please, please be licensed because you don't want somebody to not be happy and then they find out you're not licensed, especially if you're doing it in your home. You don't want that because you can get fined for that. Okay, even if you're doing it in your home. So just be very careful. Even if you bake on the side, you bake. Please just make sure you know what you're doing and you're not giving people things that'll make them sick. And when it comes to baking goods, make sure you put the ingredients. Because remember, a lot of people have food allergies. People are allergic to nuts. People could be allergic to anything. Could be the simplest thing. There's a lot of people allergic to certain food color. People just are allergic to a lot of things. And when you're baking goods, like I go to a lot of events and I see people that bake goods and it's like there's no some, not all, some have, there's no label. Please, 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 when you're baking any kind of goods or cupcakes or cookies or anything, make sure you put the ingredients. It doesn't take much, just print a little label. Or if you're going to an event, make sure you have the information if someone asks what's in it. And always be prepared to explain to them what's in it. You can't just tell them it's a chocolate chip cookie. It could have nuts in it. I'm just saying, it could have anything in it. You have to always let people know because a lot of people have allergies. And also, you don't want to be sued. And if you're sued and your business is not set up properly, they're going to sue you personally. That's another thing. That's why I tell you guys, make sure when you have your business, you have to have business insurance. That is why people have business insurance. In case you get sued, they're not going to go after you personally. They're going to go after the business. That's why you have to. Just like you drive your car with insurance, you have to have business insurance, especially if you're going to events. You should not go to any event, any pop up shop, any market, anything, and you do not have business insurance. Say you go to that event, God forbid there's a fire. What's going to happen to all of your goods? You can't put in a claim, you can't get anything back. If there's a flood, anything that goes wrong with that event, at least you can be covered. You have to have insurance. There's some pop up shops or markets where if you do not have business insurance, you can't participate in that market. That's how serious it is. I know there's a lot of pop ups, there's a lot of events where they're not asking for it. But in all reality, you should not go to any event without business insurance. I don't suggest it. You need business insurance. Just think about it. God forbid something happens at that event, fire, robbery, anything can happen. Anything that happens, your goods could get wet, or anything can happen if the place has a flood. Say you have your goods there or products there overnight. Some people leave their products overnight at for certain events. If they have a lot of stuff, they will allow you to drop your stuff off overnight. That's another thing I don't suggest people doing. Because if you leave your stuff overnight and something happens and you have no business insurance, you're out. Okay, please, I'm begging you guys, get business insurance. It's not that much. It's like depending $50, $60 a month. I know it might be a stretch for a lot of people, but once you have a business, please have business insurance. If anyone needs help with that, please reach out to me. I can help you with the process. Okay. All right. Also, you can be a handyman or handy woman if you're good at fixing things. You can do it. If you're good at fixing things, you can do it part time. You can do it on the weekends. You could do it evenings. You know, you could go to people in your neighborhood, print up some business cards, and say, "Look, if you need." Some people just need help, maybe putting up a desk, putting up a table. You'd be surprised at things people just need help with. Not everybody's handy. Not everybody can put things up, or they might need a curtain put up, or just it could be minor things. If you're a handy person, you could do that on the side. Some people even do that full time. They're a handyman or a handy woman, full time or part time. So that's also something that you can look into. Alrighty. You can also do part time home cleanings, or you can do apartments. You can do it on your own. You can have your own business, or you can connect with a company. Or the best thing I suggest people do, you could do apartment move in and move out cleanings. Connect with a real estate person or someone who has apartments, homes. Those cleanings, you get paid a lot of money. Apartment either move in or apartment clean and move out. Either one, you're making pretty decent money. Or homes or apartments, you can clean. Also, you can rent out a room in your home. If you have a home or apartment and you have a extra bedroom, you can rent it out. Just be very careful who you rent your place to, and make sure they sign a lease, even if it's a weekly rent, monthly, every 2 weeks. Make them sign something. You never have someone come in your home and they have not signed some kind of documentation. Because I watch a lot of Judge Judy, so you guys make sure if you have someone renting a room, please make them fill out something. No verbal leases or verbal agreements. That doesn't work. You need something in writing. Anyone who's renting from you, please get an ID from them, a state ID. Make sure that is valid. You can even do a background. Please do a background check on these people who you're going to have living in your home. Very, very important. Do a background check. Do not have anybody living in your home and you have not done a background check. And when I say background check, a full background check is worth the money. Pay and get it done, please. Do a criminal, even run their credit. Do what you have to do. Because people have people living in their homes and sometimes you can't get them out. It's a lot, please. If you're gonna rent out a room, an extra room, I should say. And also, if you rent out a room in your home, you can also claim that on your taxes as an expense. All right, so I'm giving you guys some good tips. You can also claim that on your taxes. And especially if you have a business, you could kind of connect it to the business and you could say that's, it's through the business. You also have a room that you're renting. So you can also claim any upgrades to furnish the room, all of that. You can deduct if you have to paint, furnish the room, you have to buy a bed, whatever, you can deduct that on your taxes also as an expense. You can also have a photo booth. The 360 photo booths are pretty popular right now. Also, if you could do it with sparklers, that's a pretty lucrative business. I know a few people who do that. Any kind of equipment that you can rent out and people can use it, it's pretty good. For weddings, birthdays, any kind of event, people always want something like that. Also, if you can take pictures too, that's great. You could do that on the side because most times people have, these events on the weekends. Weddings, birthday parties, stuff like that. Any kind of graduation. This is a big season now. Graduation season, Christmas, anything. People always want those kind of things, and it's a good investment. A lot of these equipments, you can get it if you have it set up through your business, and you can pay for them monthly. If you can't pay for them outright, you can pay for them monthly. certain equipment. You're able to pay for them monthly. Also, something you can do to make extra money, you can have a vending machine business. You can buy a secondhand vending machine. You do not necessarily have to get a new vending machine, but there are companies that will let you finance your vending machine. If you want to get a new one, you can't finance them. So if you want to get a new vending machine, there's different companies. You just have to look at the cost, see if it's something you can afford, know what you're going to put in the vending machines, and also know where you're going to put the vending machines, because vending machine, I should say, or machines, know where you're going to put it. Just don't get a vending machine and then you're like, okay, what's next? Reach out to go even in your neighborhood. Look around different. If there's barber shops, if there's hairdressers, if there's anything, you never know. They may need a vending machine, and just know what you want to put in there. Either some people put drinks, some people put little snacks. A lot of people now are doing vending machines. You can do cosmetics. If you have makeup, cosmetics, some people have a lip gloss vending machine. There's so many different things, even hair. There's so many different things you can put in a vending machine. I was watching something online and someone, they have a vending machine where you buy mystery pouches and you never know what you're going to get in the mystery pouch. So, you never know. It's endless with a vending machine. You can either do drinks, snacks, products, anything. I would suggest a good idea. If you want to put it, let's say in a college, you could do like little lip glosses or maybe little like grooming kits. Because when you're in college and you're away, you might forget certain things. You could do either little grooming kits, or for the ladies, you could do lashes. You can do lip glosses. So that's a good idea too if you guys are thinking about a vending machine and you want to put it in a college. So you can't say I'm not giving you guys good ideas to get those businesses started. Okay, or a school, you could do that too. Or like I said, if you're doing makeup or cosmetics, you could do your lip glosses. You could have them in a vending machine, put them somewhere where it's a lot of, maybe the younger people who are into like the lip gloss and the makeup, and that could be good too. Like near a school or where it's a shopping area. You just have to know where you're gonna put the vending machine. Just kind of know what you're gonna put in it and where you're gonna put it. That's all. Alrighty. You can also have an online store, e-commerce. You can either do drop shipping, or if you already have products. Like nowadays, people are selling pretty much any and everything they can get their hands on, or the people are just going around their home selling things that they're not using. You could also do that. I mean, I see people on Instagram all the time. Last night, I saw this lady. She posted her washing machine and dryer, and she was like, "Look, I'm selling it dirt cheap. Anybody that wants it." And within like 15 minutes, somebody, like, people are just selling things around their home that they're not using. You can do that too. You can just set up a free site. Anything you're not using. Us ladies, we always have a lot of clothes and shoes and bags or anything. Even if you're buying things a little cheap, you add a little $2, $3 on it. You could sell it. You could have on stuff online. It doesn't matter. Not like I said. Nowadays, anything goes. People are selling anything online. Literally anything online. You could get it for cheap. Add a couple of dollars to it. You make a profit. You're good. You could also have an online store to make extra money. Okay. Also, you can do what's called focus groups. I've done quite a number of focus groups. Focus groups are where you take a survey and then they pick you based on your answers. I've done focus groups for the last one I think I did was like for this new toothpaste this company was trying out. So they were asking like like your oral routine and different things like that. So that was the last focus group that I did. And a lot of times with these focus groups, depending on your answers, sometimes they would like after the first group is done, a lot of times they have a second group, And then sometimes they pick you for the second group and you get paid additional. And most focus groups pay pretty decent. Most of them pay somewhere from like 75. The most I've ever been paid for a focus group is 125. So it all depends. The lowest I've been paid for a focus group I think is 25. I also did one time. Well, it really wasn't a focus group. It was like 3 years ago. It was for like this new shapewear. I can't even remember the name. I'm so bad. It was like for shapewear where they wanted different body types. So I did that where they just wanted you to go put on the shapewear and they took pictures. I don't know where it ended up. It's probably somewhere, in cyberspace. So I'm not sure what they did with it. They never really told us. I'm not sure if it was just for their research. So your face wasn't in it, but your body, just from the neck down, they took pictures to see how different sizes looked in the shapewear. So I did that, and it was only $25. So you know, there's a lot of different things you can do. Like I said, focus group. There's a lot online. There's a lot of companies online. I'm actually in a group on Facebook where this woman she lets you know of the different focus groups that are out, and some of them she can give you a direct connect with like the recruiters. So yeah, focus groups are also good to make some extra money, and most times they just want your opinion. There's so many different focus groups. There's some on food, hair products, the internet, different things. They have some focus groups also for kids too, so that's also something you can look into if you want to make some extra money through focus groups. And it is a real thing. I know a lot of people think it's not, but focus groups are real. Okay, also, you can apply to any kind of settlements or class actions where companies or products maybe, they have recalls on certain things, and you can apply to get reimbursed. Some of them ask for proof of purchase or they ask for a receipt. And then there are some that they ask for no proof. So all you have to do is kind of sign up. They're going to ask, how often have you used this product? You say whatever amount, and you could get money. There's a website, Top Class Action, where there's a lot of settlements there. I I received, I would say the most I received is maybe because I only apply for the ones that are no proof. The most I've received is, I believe it was like three something in one check. But there's a lot of little ones where you get reimbursed $10, $20, a dollar something, $2. Because basically, this is when companies or people, they say like false advertising, and then they'll say like, okay, people who brought this product, they said maybe it was natural ingredients but it was artificial. So then they have a class action, and then they say, okay, if you purchase this product from this date to this date, you can put in a claim and you could get a part of the pot. Pretty much that's what it is. And I pick the ones that are no proof, and for me that works great. Most people do that. The ones that have no proof, it means you have to submit. There's no kind of proof that you need to submit. Now, for some, you have to submit proof. There was one time that I did, and it was for actually a product that I had in my home, and you had to do a it was a settlement, and you would have to like send the VIN number, the serial number. I think it was for the stove that I had at the time, and I sent it in, and that's when I got like three something. So if you have the product and you could submit the documentation that they need, great. If not, just go for the ones that have no proof or no receipt. And listen, it's free money. It's free money. Sometimes you get a check. It could be $10. It could be 20. It could be 30. It could be 40. Could be 100. It all depends. Just go on the website, look for the ones that say no proof. But if, let's say, it's a product that you've purchased or a service that you've used and you have proof, even better for you. Okay, and the site is called Top Class Action for settlements. Basically, that's where I go to look for settlements. Sometimes there's settlements and you may just see it online, or they may come across in the news or different things. Different companies have settlements that are not on this site. Um, so just you could actually just Google maybe current class action suits or settlements that I can apply. You can also Google that and make some extra money. All right, so you guys can't say I'm not giving you good information on how to get some extra money. These are things, a lot of these things I've done, so I know firsthand, how to do these things and how to make money, legit money. Legit. It is legit. Nothing that I would give you guys is false or illegal. Everything is legit way to make money. And the last thing is just starting a small business on the side. Anything, small business to make extra. A lot of people they start a small business just to make extra income. You can whatever it is you're selling. You can have an online site. You can sell at pop-up shops. You can go to markets. There's fashion shows. There's like so many events that you can go and sell part-time. Let's say you work during the week, Monday through Friday. You can say, okay, my weekends are to go to events and sell my product or whatever I'm making it. And nowadays people can sell anything. So whatever you're thinking to sell, do it. If it's candles, sell it. If you make it, even better. If you're buying it, what they call private label, and reselling it, putting your label on it, sell it. Could be candles, could be anything, 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 anything. Please sell it. If you want to sell something, try it. If it doesn't work, try something else. There's so many ways to make extra money. You guys can do it. You can do anything you want. If you want to have a small business on the side, do it. You never know. Your side business can turn into a full-time business. Like I mentioned to you guys, I'm not sure if you remember, I also have a vegan cosmetics line called the Jill Collection. And that I do. It pretty much sells itself at this point because I've been to so many events. I've been to pop-up shops, I've been to markets, I've been to fashion shows, I've been to so many different events. So now it sells itself. So there's not even a need for me to even go to events like before. Usually like this time last year I was at a lot of events at almost every other weekend, and now the business is to the point where it's doing good on its own. Customers are reordering. When I go to an event, people are reordering again. If they want more products, I have my site up, and it's you can just go to www.thejillcollection.com. It's vegan cosmetics, so ladies, take a look at the site. Very reasonable, very affordable. They're vegan. You're getting a luxury feel at an affordable price, and also my cosmetics are formulated for people who have especially sensitive skin, because I have very sensitive skin, and these are the products that I use. So, and I use every product personally, so I know. So if you have sensitive skin, it's very good. This is actually for those who are viewing. This is one of my they're called lip lusters, and it's in the color that I'm wearing right now is ultimate glitter. For those who are watching, I'm showing my one of my lip glosses, and it's called Ultimate Glitter. It's kind of glittery. Let me just put it on to show you for those who are watching. See, see, it's glittery, a little shimmer to it, and it can go with any complexion. All right, so make sure you guys check out the website. It's called www.thejillcollection.com, and that's my vegan cosmetics line. So I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight. I gave you guys some side hustles. I know last month before, or the month before I was ill, I spoke about a no spend day. I think I'm gonna make it July 13th no spend day. Um, okay, so we're gonna make July 13th no spending. All right, so that means on that day you're not gonna spend anything unless it's transportation if you're going to work or school. The only thing you're going to spend on is your transportation money. Or if you're driving and you need gas, I don't want you guys driving without gas. You're going to buy gas, but that's about it. You're not buying any lunch. You're not buying any breakfast. You're not buying any lunch. You're not spending on any dinner. You're going to cook and bring your food with you if you're going to work. And we're not spending on anything that we don't need unless it's an emergency. Okay? Alrighty, so I do appreciate you guys tuning in tonight and listening to me. I really, really appreciated those who reached out to me to make sure everything was okay. I'm feeling much better. Thank you. July 11th, I'm going to be speaking at the Nationality and Business Lecture from 6 to 10. It's going to be at 2916 Frederick Douglass Boulevard. The link is in my bio on my Instagram, Stacey Talks Money Podcast. Just go to my Instagram, and the link is there where you can get your ticket. It's a free event, but you must bring someone with you. All right, they're going to have vendors, they're going to have different speakers. It's going to be a really, really nice event. And then July 20th, I'm going to be at the More Money Presents, their artist showcase. They're going to have models, artists, that's going to be in the Bronx. That's going to be at 229 Bruckner Boulevard in the Bronx from 11 p.m. to 6 p.m. Like I said, everything is posted on my Instagram. Please come out if you can. If you have any questions, reach out to me. They're going to be two nice events for July. All right. Okay, so this is Stacey Talks Money Podcast. Thank you for listening, tuning in, and watching. And I hope you tune in again next week. Thank you.